Most grassroots sports clubs in the UK start life in the same way, as an unincorporated association. Put simply, this means the club is not a legal body in its own right. Instead, it's a collection of individuals coming together voluntarily to achieve a shared purpose, such as organising matches, running training sessions, or creating recreational opportunities for the local community. On the surface, this arrangement feels simple and attractive, and there are very few formalities involved. A group of people agree a constitution, elect a committee, open a bank account, and start operating. It doesn't require legal registration, and it doesn't have to file annual returns with Companies House or the Charity Commission, and can be run on trust and goodwill. For a small informal club with no significant income, staff, or assets, this model can work perfectly well. But as clubs grow, the limitations and risks of becoming unincorporated quickly become clear. The first major issue is that an unincorporated club has no separate legal identity. This means it cannot enter into contracts, hold property, or borrow money in its own name. Instead, individuals, often committee members, must sign contracts personally. If a lease is agreed, a loan is taken out, or a supply contract is signed, it is those individuals, not the club, who are legally responsible. This creates a second major issue, personal liability. Because the club doesn't exist in law, committee members may be personally responsible for debts, claims, or damages. If the club cannot pay its bills, the individuals who sign the agreements can be pursued directly. If someone is injured at an event and makes a claim, committee members can be held liable. In extreme cases, their personal assets, including savings or homes, could be at risk. The liability of unincorporated associations is also joint and several. That means one unlucky committee member could end up covering the full cost of a claim, even if others were also involved. This risk can make it difficult to recruit volunteers into leadership roles once they understand the potential consequences. There are also practical limitations. Unincorporated clubs may find it harder to secure longer-term leases because landlords prefer to contract with a legal entity. Many funders require clubs to be incorporated before awarding grants, particularly for large sums or capital projects. And banks may be reluctant to lend without personal guarantees from committee members. So whilst unincorporated status is simple and flexible, it leaves clubs exposed as they grow. The bigger the club, the greater the risks. That's why many organisations eventually decide to incorporate, creating a legal entity that can own property, sign contracts, and limit the personal liability of those running it. Understanding the limitations of being unincorporated is the first step. For some clubs, remaining unincorporated may be fine if ambitions are small and risks are low. For others, incorporation becomes a necessity to safeguard the people involved and to unlock future opportunities.